They came with 50,000 men and lost. To a city that didn't even have real walls, cannons that could break mountains, towers taller than churches, and one order: burn this city to the ground. Inside the city, 3,000 people, no real army, and walls made of wood. This is the story of how a city with nothing defeated the strongest army in Europe. Not with swords, not with blood, but with paint, with lies, with wooden walls that were never real. This is the city that tricked an army. Year 1476, Eastern Europe. The Ottoman Empire is expanding, not slowly, not carefully, but like a storm that never stops. For 40 years, they haven't lost. Cities fall in weeks, kingdoms disappear in months, and armies don't fight them, they run. At the center of it all, one man, Mehmed the Conqueror, the man who broke Constantinople, the man who turned the greatest walls in the world into rubble. And now, he wants more land, more power, more control. And between him and everything he wants next, there's a small city, a city no one had ever heard of. Varnok. It doesn't appear on most maps. No great history, no legendary army, just a river, a road, and people trying to survive. Farmers, merchants, families. But that road is everything, because it leads straight to the capital. And if Varnok falls, nothing stands in the way. No second defense, no backup army, just open land. Which means, if Varnok dies, the country dies with it. And the Ottomans know it. So when reports come in that Varnok has no real walls, no army, the Sultan doesn't hesitate. He laughs, not out of cruelty, out of certainty, because to him, this isn't a war, it's a formality. He sends General Bayezid, a man who has crushed cities bigger than Varnok, without slowing down, and he gives him one simple order: take it. 3 days! That's it. 3 days to erase a city from existence. Inside Varnok, they hear the news, and something changes. Not panic, not chaos, something worse. Silence, because everyone understands the truth. They are not going to win. They are not even going to fight. They are going to be destroyed. The walls? Wood. Old wood. Weak wood. Tied together with rope. Not built to stop an army, built to mark a boundary. And now, that boundary is about to disappear. In the center of the city, there's a meeting. No generals, no war council, just ordinary people, and one man, Stefan, 62 years old, a carpenter, not a soldier, not a strategist, a man who spent his life building things with wood, and now he's supposed to defend a city with it. People are shouting. We surrender. We run. We hide in the forest. Every option sounds like survival. Every option also sounds like defeat. Stefan listens, quietly. Then he speaks. 5 words. If we can't be strong, we must look strong. Silence. Then confusion. Then disbelief. Because you don't look strong against an army like this. You either are strong, or you die. But Stefan doesn't argue. He just starts giving orders. Fast, clear, relentless. And something strange happens. People listen. Because when there's no hope left, even madness starts to sound like a plan. That night, Varnok doesn't prepare for war. It prepares for a performance. Every carpenter is called, every painter, every farmer, even children. No one sleeps, because what they are about to build is not defense, it's deception. Step 1, the walls. They tear apart everything: fences, homes, storage sheds. Every piece of wood becomes material. They stack logs higher than they've ever built before. 20 feet, unstable, ugly, weak. Then they cover it. Mud, clay, ash, layer after layer, until the wood disappears, until it looks solid, cold, heavy, like stone. They carve cracks into it. Fake damage, fake age, because perfect walls look suspicious. Broken ones look real. From a distance, it works. Step 2, the cannons. They have 3 real cannons against 200. So they build more, not with metal, with trees. They cut trunks, hollow them out, shape them, paint them black, mount them on wheels, From far away, you can't tell. From far away, they are terrifying. Now it looks like 40. Step 3, the soldiers. 300 men, that's all. So they multiply them, not with people, with illusion. Scarecrows, dressed in armor, helmets tied tight, placed along the walls. At night, torches behind them. And suddenly, they don't look like dummies. They look like giants, moving, breathing, watching. Step 4, the sound. Because armies are not just seen, they are heard. Drums echo through the night. Orders shouted again and again. Boots marching in circles. The same men. Again, and again, and again, until it sounds like thousands. Spies listen, and they believe. For 2 nights, no one sleeps. Because if they stop, the illusion breaks. And if the illusion breaks, they die. But here's what most people don't realize. The plan almost failed. On the second night, rain started. Not heavy, but enough. Enough to turn the mud soft. Enough to make the fake walls start slipping. Small cracks began to form. Not the fake ones they carved, real ones. A young boy noticed it first. He ran to Stefan. The wall is breaking. For a moment, everything stopped. Because this was the weakness. Not the army outside. Not the cannons. The illusion itself. If the wall collapsed before the army arrived, they wouldn't even need to attack. They would just walk in. Stefan walked to the wall. Touched it. Felt the wet mud. The soft wood underneath. And for the first time, he hesitated. Not because he didn't believe in the plan, but because now, the plan was fighting against time itself. So he made another decision. One more risk. He ordered fires. Dozens of them. Right next to the walls. People thought he had lost his mind. Fire will burn it down. But that wasn't the point. The heat would dry the mud, slowly, dangerously, but enough to hold. All night, people stood next to flames, not to fight, but to protect a lie. Smoke filled the air. Ash covered their faces. Children fell asleep standing. Men collapsed and woke up again. No one stopped. Because now, they weren't just building the illusion. They were maintaining it, holding it together. Just long enough, and by morning, the walls still stood, barely, but standing. And sometimes, barely is enough. Outside the city, Bayezid wasn't just looking. He was thinking. Because something didn't feel right. Victories like this are supposed to be easy, predictable, clean. But this felt different. Too prepared, too sudden, too perfect. And in war, perfect is suspicious. So he waited longer than he should have. He sent scouts, watched patterns, listened carefully. And every report said the same thing. Strong walls, many soldiers, ready for war. But deep down, something still didn't sit right. Because experience tells you numbers, but instinct tells you truth. And his instinct was conflicted. That hesitation, that single delay, gave Varnock something priceless. Time. Time to keep the illusion alive. Time to let doubt grow. Because doubt is like a crack. Small at first, invisible. But once it starts, it spreads. And Bayezid felt it. Not fear, not weakness. Just uncertainty. And uncertainty is the most dangerous thing in command. Because when a leader hesitates, an army feels it. Not through words, but through decisions. Slower orders. Longer pauses, questions instead of commands. And slowly, confidence fades. Then, day 3, dust rises on the horizon. The army arrives, 50,000 soldiers, armor shining, banners cutting through the sky, cannons rolling like thunder. And at the front, General Bayezid. He stops, raises his spyglass, looks, and freezes. Because something is wrong. He looks again, at the walls. Stone, thick, prepared. He looks at the cannons. Too many. He watches the soldiers. Too many. He listens. Drums, orders, movement, confidence. His second in command steps forward. Sir, attack now. Before they prepare more, Bayezid doesn't answer. He keeps looking, calculating. Because great generals don't just see armies, they see outcomes. They see losses. They see risk. And what he sees doesn't make sense. Because 2 days ago, this city was weak. Now, it looks ready. Too ready. He lowers the spyglass, slowly, and says one word. No. Instead, he sends a message. Give me your terms of surrender. Inside the city, the letter arrives. And for a moment, everything almost collapses. Because now, they have to lie perfectly or die instantly. Stefan reads the letter. His hands are shaking. Because the truth is, one push, and everything falls apart. So he writes, carefully, we will not surrender. We have enough food for 1 year, and enough powder to turn your army to dust. Then, he takes their last loaf of bread and places it on top, a message without words. We are not starving. The messenger leaves. Bayezid reads it, looks at the walls again, at the cannons, at the movement, at the confidence, and something small, but dangerous, enters his mind, doubt. Because in war, certainty wins battles. Doubt loses them. He looks at his army, at the cost, at the risk, and then he makes the decision that will define him. Retreat. No attack. No battle. No blood. 50,000 men. Turn around and march away without firing a single shot. Inside the city, no one moves. No one speaks because they don't believe it. Then slowly, it hits them. They survived. Not by strength, but by illusion. Weeks later, the truth is discovered. A scout touches the wall. His hand goes straight through. Wood, mud, nothing. The Sultan is furious. Bayezid is executed. But it doesn't matter anymore, because Varnak has time. Time to build real walls, real defenses, real strength. That fake wall saved a real city. Stefan lives 10 more years, a free man in a free city. On his grave, they write, he built walls from nothing. Because in the end, war is not just about weapons. It's about perception, about fear, about what your enemy believes you are. Because sometimes, the strongest wall is the one inside their head.